everyone, it's time for another video. In this video, we will be talking about top 6 Turkish drama series with abusive male leads. Adi Sevgi, Hidden Wings. The arrival of young high school teacher Elif, who is passionate about her profession, to Sarpsa becomes a turning point in the lives of everyone living in this small town. When Elif meets the despair of Zeynep, who is in the prime of her life, she takes her in her wing. Thus, he enters into a war on his own with his family, which has fallen like a nightmare on Volkan and Sarpsa, the heirs of the powerful Baykra family that Zeynep is forced to marry. In time, Elif will realize that someone other than herself is trying to change the unfortunate fortune of the district. It is confusing for Elif when she encounters a mysterious Emir Baykra who has turned her back on her own family. However, there is something that comes first for Elif. Thanks to her unremitting struggle for her students, she will start with Zeynep and make Isma, Arda, Sam and many others look to the future with hope. My home, my destiny. Zeynep is born into a poor family and has few opportunities in life. Her father is an alcoholic, her mother weak, and her brother dies due to lack of medical treatment. Her fortunes change when the family that employs her mother as a cleaning lady offers to adopt the young girl. Her parents agree in the hope of giving their daughter a better life. She will learn, be loved, and be surrounded by beautiful things. But she always carries a feeling of not belonging. The poor and innocent Zeynep turns into a clever, educated, and beautiful young woman, engaged to marry to a dream man from the top of society. However, this fairy tale will come to a shocking end when her birth mother shows up, seeking to regain control of her daughter's life and bring her back to the home where she was born. Sen Anlat Karadeniz, Lifeline. Nefes was only 16 years old when she was sold to an abusive man, Vedat, under the name of marriage. Nefes had a tough life and had been locked up in house, tortured for 8 years long. In her 25th attempt, Nefes managed to escape from the living hell with a 7-year-old son. Her escape was a complete coincidence that happened during a visit of a family from the Black Sea region. Their son, Tahir, who didn't know Nefes and her son are hiding in his car trunk, discovers that when he arrives to his home country, Trabzon, that is 562 miles away. As a man born and raised in the Black Sea region, Tahir is ready to give his life for any person treated unjustly. Tahir sacrifices himself to save Nefes and her son. While doing so, he faces many challenges, including exposing himself and his family to the threat of Nefes' now ex-husband, who was also known as an abuser, Vedat, as well as the rejection of his family and his country to Nefes, as protecting a married woman is considered against traditions. Elkizi, Destiny. Fighting for her dreams, Izo has two things to hold on to in his life: memories and what's left of her mother, so a handful of hope. However, everything he has in his hand is taken away at once by his family, to whom he is persecuted. Izo has two ways. He will either give up or fight. He chooses to fight to the death. Harun and his mother Nermin, who take advantage of Izo's predicament, set their sights on Izo, whom they see as the weakest link, in order to regain their old pompous times. But there is something they do not know. Izo is not as helpless as they think. Unaware of what he has done and will do, they will become prey on the way to hunt. Sia NC, Black Pearl. Hazel, beautiful young girl, is engaged with Kenan, handsome young fisherman. The day before their wedding, Hazel is forced to marry Vural, successful businessman who falls in love with her since the first time he saw her working on his birthday party as a waitress. Vural's first wife, Naz, was just like Hazel, and that's the reason why Vural fell in love with her so much, since Naz died 2 years ago and now he finds a replacement of her in Hazel. The story is telling us about the love story between a Kanan who thought Hazel dumped him just for money and higher society life, and who became a successful businessman with the aim of avenging them, and Hazel, who tries to forget all she has been through and the way Vural stole her dreams in youth, and of course Vural, who is still waiting for Hazel to love him as much as she loves Kenan. Fee. Ken is a famous psychologist, television personality, and instructor at the university. He is a womanizer, spends each night with different women but never falls in love. He thinks that he can control everyone he meets. The perfect life of Ken turns upside down when he decides to move his house away from the city's chaos. While he is looking for a new house, Ken sees a young woman dancing in the garden near the house and starts to watch her unintentionally. Even though the house doesn't qualify his requirements, Ken buys the house so as to become close to this young dancer, Duru. Duru is a fourth-year student at the art school who has a happy life with her musician boyfriend Deniz. Deniz is also an instructor at the same school where Duru goes to. The life of this young couple changes dramatically after their new neighbor moves in and gets closer to them. Ken becomes erratic as he falls in love with Duru and tries to do whatever he can in order to fall them apart. He starts to secretly watch Duru's house and shows up when she needs any help. He gradually puts his plan into action and makes Duru question her life with Deniz. Meanwhile, a young journalist Ozge discovers one of Ken's secrets when she wants to learn the reason why Ken had spent 3 years in the mental hospital 21 years ago. She finds herself unemployed, but she doesn't give up and tries to take her revenge by revealing this secret to all people.